Hi everyone. So I am finally doing an updated skincare routine. I feel like I've been in this constant changing state where the weather has changed. I am still nursing my second baby, so I'm still kind of, who knows what kind of weird things that does hormone-wise, as well as just recovering from the state my skin was in during pregnancy. Yeah, so I am standing up for this video just for something a little different. Thought I'd see how that worked. I don't know, why not? So the lighting might be casting slightly different shadows than usual, so there's that. So about my skin, I am 36 years old. I have dry cheeks and dry under eyes and dry spot on my forehead and sometimes some dermatitis underneath my lip and around my nose. And my T-zone is like moderately to very oily, and so I have some wrinkles, I have some noticeable pores, I have redness. The amount of redness that's in my face, it's not a constant thing. It's not kind of like rosacea per se. It's just because I'm so fair probably, and I have a tendency towards redness, my face can flush a lot. So my cheeks can get almost like a purple hue to them when I'm really flushing, and I can feel the heat like rising right now, probably because I'm standing. And my nose is always a little bit red. I think there are more kind of a broken capillary type situation. I have some in my cheeks, more in my nose. I think that I also have a lot of freckles there, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on there. I am acne prone as well. It's mainly in my chin area. If you look back at like old videos, you can see the same spots over and over. There are spots on my chin that they just, I always get the same kind of cystic acne nodular type spots, and they always appear in the same place, so that's kind of funny. My acne has definitely been better, but since I'm 7 months postpartum now, so I basically didn't have any acne during my pregnancy, but now that my milk supply has gone down, my period has come back, I've been getting more spots. So yeah, so that's the state of my skin. My skin tone, just for reference, is NC5 to NC10. I do have some fake tan, a small amount of fake tan on my neck and chest and arms and whatnot, so I am slightly darker and matching probably a little bit better with my face right now. Normally my face is a good shade plus darker than the rest of everywhere, my hands, everything. So that is my skin in a nutshell. So in the morning, we'll just start with the morning, right? So the first thing I do is either use like a micellar. There's a couple things that I could do. Preferably wash my face in the sink. The Cerave Renewing Essay Cleanser for normal skin is what I'm using right now. This is basically the same formula as the foaming cleanser, but it has a little salicylic acid in it. I wouldn't buy this again. This is just more expensive for no real reason because it's not making a difference when you're washing your face. And I like it okay, but it does leave my skin feeling quite dry. Or if I'm having a lazy day, I'll use something like this, a simple micellar wipe, or simple micellar water, or the Garnier micellar water, or nothing. Sometimes I just put SPF over whatever was left on my face from overnight. That's the truth. Something that I just got 2 days ago, I think, that I use occasionally, I just got it 2 days ago. Something I'm just playing around with is the Glossier Soothing Face Mist. So like this morning, since I wanted to record the morning skincare, I did spritz this on before doing anything else so I could get everything set up and not have my face feel super dry. It still felt pretty dry, but I am kind of playing around with this. It does have that rose water scent, so it smells like roses, which is, I I don't dislike it as much as I used to. I would say I almost like it now. So the next thing I do, sometimes depending how I'm going to do my SPF, I don't always do this, but if I'm going to use like a real foundation, what I'll do next is this Paula's Choice Resist Moisture Renewal Oil Booster. It's just an oil with some other good stuff in it, essentially. And I put this on my cheeks, under my eyes, around my eyes, on that dry spot on my forehead, and then any bits that I have left, I take down my neck, my chest, my hands, just kind of smear it around. So the next thing is what I'm most passionate about. It's a very recent discovery, I would say in the past couple months, but it has changed everything almost. Yeah, just about everything. So it's the Paula's Choice Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense SPF 30. So it says normal oily combination. I would say, I don't know, I think this might be a little drying for normal skin. If I don't put something underneath it, or if I don't mix it with something else a little bit more hydrating, this is very dry feeling on my cheeks. Like I feel like the moisture is getting sucked out of my cheeks and it's pretty uncomfortable. And it is still slightly uncomfortable for the first like half an hour, even with something underneath it. But what this does for me, I don't care. I'm willing to deal with it. It doesn't seem to be making my cheeks more dry. What's amazing about this, and I'll show you me putting it on, with the difference it makes, it does have a very slight tint to it. If you are extremely, extremely porcelain, like as light as say my neck, this might show on you as being a tiny bit dark. With my freckles, I can get away with a lot of things just because my face is quite a bit darker. And I don't know, I feel like it's just, since I don't have like one continuous color, it's just not as obvious. So the freckles kind of camouflage color differences a little bit better than if I had no freckles. And it's matte. Like I mean, there are some intense lights on my face right now, so you do see a little shine on my nose. But kind of in regular lighting, it is actually mattifying. And I have never met an SPF that really mattifies like this. Except for there's an Algenist little potted SPF that kind of mattifies in a similar way. This also is kind of a pore smoothing type formula. So, but it doesn't feel super duper silicone-y. I'm sure there's a lot of it in it, but it's not that like Smashbox Photo Finish Primer silicone-y feel. But one thing I will say that I do not like, so I don't like to wear this completely by itself, is it leaves your face feeling, I can't think of any other word but grippy. It's almost like the NARS grippy plasticky packaging. So if you like move your hands, it's like it's unpleasant. So I do like to have powder or something over this to get that feeling off my face. But I don't know, that grippiness, it holds on to foundation like it really seems to help the lasting power with my foundation. So the amazing things about it, it's mattifying, pore smoothing, it works like a primer for me, it makes my foundation wear so much better now that my T-zone's quite oily again. And I can even wear foundations that normally I would need a primer and powder to get it to last any amount of time, and I can do it without primer and powder. This has just made such a difference. If you have a fairly oily, moderately plus oily T-zone, I would highly recommend getting a couple samples perhaps, or just ordering it. They are super great about if something doesn't work for you, you can return it, get a refund, whatever. So Paula's Choice is a really nice company to work with. So anyway, I don't mean to ramble so much, but this has just made an amazing difference in how I can wear makeup, you know, let alone skincare. So highly, highly recommend it. So that's really it for my morning skincare. Just the oil, maybe, and the magical SPF. And what's also great about this is turning into a review of this product, I can mix other like BB creams, CC creams, tinted moisturizers, whatever. Things that don't go on my face well by themselves. If I mix it with this, it won't settle into my pores. Amazing. So a lot of times I'll take this and mix it with something else that has SPF and put it on with my fingers, and that's it. I get some coverage. Sometimes I mix concealer in with this. Whew. It's good stuff. It is really good stuff. So in the evening, that's when I do more treatment type stuff. I do wash my shower in the face. I wash my face in the shower, which I know some people are not. They feel it's not good. I'm guessing it's because of the water is hotter than you would normally wash your face in the sink. I don't know. I don't care. I find washing my face in the shower to be much easier because it's not the first thing I do, so the steam and whatnot seems to really help break down the products on my face before I go in to wash it, so I only usually need to wash it once. And that, I feel, is an important thing because the less I can wash it, it seems like the less dry it will feel once I'm done. Now this has actually made a pretty big difference too, in that it doesn't leave my face feeling dry. Amazing. This is the only oil cleanser that I found that actually does that. So it's the Paula's Choice Moisture Boost One Step Face Cleanser. A light silky lotion, cleanses and softens. It does not foam at all. It's okay at removing eye makeup. It does sting a tiny bit in my eyes, I have found, but I'm really going in there because I don't use a makeup remover to take off eye makeup. I hate taking off eye makeup with makeup remover, just hate it. So I want to take it off in the shower. So I do usually have to do some amount of cleanup unless I didn't wear any eyeliner and I wore a mascara that comes off easily. Like the Lash Blast formulas, those all seem to come off really easily. So it's all right. It does the job. So I really do like, though, that it doesn't leave my face feeling dry. For exfoliation, I use a washcloth. This is the cheapo Room Essentials washcloth from Target. So these are like $1, maybe less, I don't know. And I wash my face first and then rinse it off. And then I just get this wet and kind of rub down my face. What I really like about using a washcloth, well, first, something dark because inevitably it will get mascara and whatnot on it. Also something that's really thin so that it dries out every day if for whatever reason I want to exfoliate every day, which I usually don't. I do it every couple days, most likely. What I'd like to do is every other day, but I just don't a lot of times. So that grippy thing, my face, the hair is kind of like clinging. Yeah. So another thing I really like about a washcloth is that it's super cheap and I can get around my eyes. I get like flakes, skin flakes, like right up in here, and things like eye primer, concealer, it will all grab onto these chunky flakes, and I haven't really found any way to get rid of those except for a washcloth. So it's not some sort of product that you have to worry about getting in your eyes. Yeah, so if you have flaky eye areas, I would definitely recommend using a washcloth to get rid of them. It works wonderfully. And I also have pretty intense dry lips, so they get these really chunky, heavy flakes. As long as I've used some sort of lip balm within like an hour or so of taking my shower, I'll make sure to take that off first before getting in the shower, and then use just the wet washcloth on my lips, and it takes off all those lip flakes. It's really very handy for lip exfoliation as well. So once I get out of the shower, what I was using before the summer, before my skin got more oily, was the Paula's Choice Skin Recovery Enriched Calming Toner. They call it a Milky Toner, so you do have to shake it up well. And I don't use cotton pads because I feel like it's a waste of money for applying things like this. So what I do is just pour it into the palm of my hand and then kind of rub it together and then smear it on my face. That way I feel less wasteful about it, but I still get the product on my face. And I think this was just a little too much. I was trying to take a little bit of kind of moisturizing products out of my skincare routine because I was starting to get a lot more breakouts. in a lot of random places besides my chin. So that's usually an indicator that I'm using too much moisture somewhere. So I did take this out, but I really do like this toner. I feel like it has made some amount of difference. It's an easy, quick step to add a little bit of moisture back to my skin quickly and then kind of move on with the next parts of my routine. So once it's less humid, plus maybe once my skin's a tiny bit less oily, I'll probably be adding this back in. And I've had this for a long time now, and it's lasting a while, so I appreciate that. So now in the summer, with the oilier, more acne-ish skin, the first thing I apply is the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA Gel. So the liquid seems to be all the hot business at the moment, and I don't know why. The gel is so much better of a value. This will last me, honestly, a year. And when I used the liquid once, and that was gone in a couple months, I think. And they're, I believe, about the same price. So if you have acne-prone skin and you want something like the liquid, give the gel a try, because it's so much better value. I feel like it's kind of a hidden gem that nobody knows. It works just as well as the liquid, but it lasts so much longer. So yeah. This really helps. Like when I was pregnant, I tried going without this. It's it's one of those things where it's almost certainly fine. 2% or less concentration. Paula's Choice says that's fine during pregnancy. To be extra cautious, you can take all salicylic acid out. But I tried, and I right away started getting way more breakouts and added this back in. They went away. So this really does help keep kind of my general acne at bay. But when I'm having more breakouts, like lately, what I do is use the Paula's Choice Clear Daily Skin Clearing Treatment, 2.5% benzoyl peroxide. So in the past, I've used higher concentrations of benzoyl peroxide, and it's been pretty irritating to my skin. Even while using this, I still do occasionally have some burning when I put another product on. This itself doesn't burn, but then when I put on like my serum, it will burn sometimes after using this. And this is the lowest concentration they have. They do have 5%. Things like I can't think of the name right now, but Clean and Clear has one where it's 10%, and that's just way too harsh on my skin. So the 2.5% really helps, especially if I have an active blemish. And I do use this everywhere that I get acne, which is basically my T-zone. I get only the small little bumps everywhere else, but for the cystic acne, that's my chin basically, like I mentioned. But this is supposed to be applied all over. I take that as all over where you might get blemishes. I'm not going to put it on the dry parts of my skin because I never get acne there unless I used something that my skin did not appreciate. So this really helps blemishes for me, and it also seems to help when used kind of as a preventative treatment to keep some of that nodular acne at bay. So, but if I already do have a breakout, this definitely helps it. If I have a breakout that I have popped and it's all scabby and gross, it happens. I do it. A lot of like that nodular acne, if you don't drain it, it can take weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks for it to go away. So my feeling about it is just as soon as it's ready to be drained, it's happening. So obviously I'm using this, but what also helps, after it's in that kind of scabby state, I will put the oil booster over it. And that really has seemed to help that scabby situation heal a lot faster. And it seems so counterintuitive, but it really helps kind of soften the scab. It's still going to show if you're wearing makeup. It's just, there's no way of getting around it if you have like a scab that you can't exfoliate off. It's not just like dry skin. And even after the actual scab has come off, I've found that as much as I exfoliate and put the oil on, there's still going to be little edges of that dry skin that the makeup will catch on. So whatever, it's part of having acne, but this really does seem to help that blemish once it's been turned into a scab heal faster. So after kind of my regular routine, the BHA, then the benzoyl peroxide, and then I brush my teeth so that has time to kind of dry. The benzoyl peroxide will bleach stuff, so I don't want to have that still wet on my face when I touch it again, so I don't have to like wash my hands again. I also don't want to get it like on my eyes, etc. So the next step that I do is I mix two things. I take the Olay Regenerating Serum, fragrance free, and mix 3 drops of the Resist C15 Super Booster, and this is their 15% vitamin C and it says with vitamin E and ferulic acid. So I mix these two together and put that all over my face except for on my eyelids. Yeah, it says avoid eyelids and lips. So this should help a little bit with pigmentation. I have some kind of yellowy patches around my cheekbones. I'm guessing might be sun damage type stuff. I'm not really sure. I mean, technically the freckles are sun damage, so I don't know what you would call that. But that's like having a tan. But mine never go away. They just kind of fade a little, whatever. So this serum is moisturizing. So this is the only moisture that I put on in the evening in my T-zone, mixed with these two. As far as I can tell, it's working well for me, whatever. So did I mention I don't have any makeup on, except for I have a tinted eye primer on my eyes and mascara, obviously, and lip stuff, and this SPF. So what you see is what you get. So you can see like the freckles underneath my eyes are a lot more noticeable, and I do have some under eye discoloration type stuff, which with under these lights it is washed out a little bit, I think. I don't know. But that's a lot of times why I put concealer, because just to get the freckles kind of matching up with the rest of my face, because the freckles on the rest of my face have faded a little bit. And what I'm hoping is maybe the vitamin C will help get everything to be a little bit more of an even tone. The freckles on my forehead also are dark. So that's it for my T-zone. And then on my cheeks I go back again with the Resist Oil Booster, and I take 3 drops of this, and same thing, put cheeks around the eyes, on that forehead area that's dry, and whatever's left, hands, neck, chest, etc. Yeah, so that's it for my face. So that's it for my morning and evening skincare routines. At the moment, it's always changing, so I will do an updated one perhaps in the winter. Let me know if you have any comments or questions below. I always love hearing from you. Let me know if you have any kind of star ingredient that you've been loving lately. I always love to hear that. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Anyway, I'm getting kind of sweaty standing. That would be the downside to standing, because I'm getting sweaty.